who basically has a hub in the city, just to kind of talk us through what he thinks of this idea for the county, and just to go through the challenges. So Seamus, if you just want to give us an idea first of what you think of the idea, and then we might just go through a few questions and answers around that, Seamus.
Hello, Richard, and hello to everybody. Look, it's a very good idea overall in that work is changing from what we've traditionally known it as. And it's not, people have talked to me and said, oh, is work changing totally? It's not. It's just another way of working. There's plenty of businesses where people actually use the term, be crude, but they make stuff, or you have to go to hospital, you have to go into factories to make stuff, construction sites. So it's not open to everybody. So it's just another alternative. But if you stand back and look at it, take business one side, it's the right thing for people, and it's another option in terms of how people work. And it's be interesting how I think people in the future will choose careers based around where they're going to work. So I'm totally in agreement with it, and not even from a business perspective, wrokLAB, we would have started 3 years ago, and it's progressed very, very quickly. And we have over 28 clients, over 140 people work out of wrokLAB in a kind of a hybrid fashion, in that aside from COVID, some people work 2 days a week in the office, 3 days at home, vice versa, and we see people coming and going.
Yeah. And Seamus, just as your hub is within a kind of an urban environment, what about in the rural area? Are there particular challenges for setting up hubs in rural areas?
Yeah, I suppose the challenges, the challenges is what type of hub do you want? What sort of quality or what type of facility do you want? Do you want to just put a desk in there? Which is, if you just do that, then you are into the isolation factor of, you need to be careful about what we do with people. We don't want somebody who's, walks from their house, goes 2 miles down the road, drop their kids to school, go into an isolated environment. The world becomes very small. And if that happens, and we do need hubs in these regions, we do need to make sure that we have a mechanism that people have a global view of the world, in terms of that they don't become isolated, because at the end of the day, it is a global marketplace for people now. So you can actually work from in Waterford, you can work from Portloy, you can work from Kilmacthomas, you can work from any Strat Valley. And if your business is in the right place, you can actually, it's not Ireland your market, it's a global market. So, but we just need to make sure that the socialization impact is positive.
And Seamus, would that mean ideally they're in towns, of a particular size? Do you think, Seamus?
Yeah, I just think that maybe I think it'll go more hybrid, for people maybe it'll work 40% at home, 40% maybe in an office environment or something like that. And or I think what's actually more critical, even aside from people working on their own, like look at the opportunity for somewhere like Waterford to take people out of Dublin, or take people out of we'd say the bigger cities. And we know all the social issues around how housing prices, living standard of living, and limitations on life and commuting. So it's an opportunity where somebody can come to a hub locally in Waterford, but can work from a Dublin company, and maybe is 1 day a week in Dublin, and is 2 days a week at home, and is 2 days a week in a hub where they need an environment where they have meeting rooms, the facilities, the technology to be able to, so it's very much a hybrid model. I don't think that there is, and it's not one size fits all. There's going to be hubs that will be very high end. People will want that. They'll want a lot of technology. They'll want conference rooms, conference facilities. Other people will just need a space that's appropriate to work in for 2 days a week, because they're in the office for 3 days a week, and they might just need a desk for those 3 days a week, and they don't need meeting rooms. They don't need high tech equipment. My biggest issue on this is the broadband plan. We need to have the technology there. Okay. And I suppose where I would, there's not a lot of discussion, there hasn't been a lot of discussion around the technology, and there is a lot of technology out there. Like, Amazon's most profitable part of their business is Amazon AWS, Amazon Web Solutions, and basically they are, the systems in place for somebody to work from home in terms of the data they can get, the security of the data in the cloud is very significant now. So you would have said 10 years ago, oh, we can't do that because either we're a legal company, we're a pharmaceutical company, we can't trust the data flow. You can trust that now. So to answer your question, you can work from anywhere. And once you use the proper systems and structures, there's one of our clients here in wrokLAB is a company called wrokLAB, and they have solutions and systems that will allow you to manage all your data, how you communicate, and you can pull it into one platform for you. So they'll pull different platforms, make it work together, and you can communicate. So the systems are actually there. And I would be saying the discussion about hubs is around the socialization, around it's nice for family and all that, but the technology discussion probably needs to be a little bit stronger because the technology is actually available at the moment.
And Seamus, just to make it happen, like if we said a goal would be maybe 5 or 6 hubs in Waterford County, how would that happen? What would need to happen?
It's I know the government have announced significant. They've announced it. I suppose I don't know what how much money he's going to put behind it. We've done it in wrokLAB. We've done it in a high end way. It's cost a lot of money. And we've got a particular type of client here. We've got companies in here, and we actually got companies that are established companies, and they want a particular offering. So if you're talking about a space for somebody to work for 2 days a week, that's relatively cost effective. It's a desk, it's a space, it's a clean space. You know, and once you have broadband in the area, so I would see that it does need to be funded. But does that model work for a privateer to do a model that small? I'm not sure. I don't think that works for somebody small. If you're going to go into it from a commercial perspective, you need to go big scale, you need to have the systems in place, and you need to have companies in there that can afford to pay for that, because you can't have somebody coming in and not being smart giving you 25 or 30 euro a day for a desk for 2 days a week. It's not going to work. It's quite simply not going to work.
So it's kind of a combination. To make it happen is a combination of kind of funding, government funding, local authority involvement. That's the thing to kind of give all the supports that probably in a more urban place you might need them as much because you have a volume of people. Is that what you're thinking, Seamus?
Absolutely, yeah, because it's like anything, it's about scale. So if you're in Waterford City, you know, a wrokLAB or the other offerings will work at that point. If you're going to go out to one of the smaller towns in the area and have, we'll say, 10, 15 desks or 20 desks, that has to be supported by the state. It's simply not to be done.
That makes absolute sense. And just for the people watching, if you want to add questions and comments as you go, just put them in the chat box and we'll include them. I think what we'll do now is I'll pass you over to Linda, who will take us through our second idea. Thank you so much, Seamus, for contributing.
Thank you. Thank you.